let's begin by drawing a bird. The first thing we're going to do is draw a circle just like this, and another circle for his body, and a little slight edge here to create its wings. Like so. Just trying to get the shape of the bird. Let's start with his beak. Just a line here and a dot for his eye. Forming the bird's body. Drawing the beak. Just a few lines like this. Always have an eraser handy to erase any extra lines. Okay. Now I'm just defining the areas and the features of the bird. And here's his eye, and a slight curve under the beak, like so. Creating some feathers, just simple lines, and some curved lines here for the upper wing. Straight lines, more lines here for the upper wing, and more lines here for the bottom wing. There you are. Let's define his eye just a little bit more, just using the pencil to shade in, defining the bird's eye. Remember, you can stop this video at any time and replay it. Okay, and there we have our bird. Now let's create his legs. Start with two simple lines on each side. And we're going to have him sit on a branch, so we want to have his legs curved a little bit. Here's the branch. Just a simple line. And here's some curves for his feet. That way it looks like he's holding onto the branch. Just some simple lines. Draw the branch. And we're going to draw some twigs as well, branching out. Just drawing some branches. Now you can skip this part and just have the bird instead of the branches. But I like to draw some branches to give it a little bit more of a realistic effect. And we'll start by drawing a few different leaves. It's just a curve connecting the branches, like so. Smaller ones, larger ones, just like you see on a tree. They're not all the same size. Like this. Just adding a few different lines to create the effect of the leaf on each one. Just like this. Perfect. Now I'm going to shade in just very slightly on the branch. Creating a shadow effect. Like so. Now let me form the bird's legs, just darkening them to have them stand out a little bit more. Just coloring in the branches to give it a wood effect. And there you have it. There's your bird. At this point, you can go ahead and stop the video, or you can continue with me as I continue to shade the bird, defining its feathers. Like so. Just ever so slightly shading in each line, one darker than the next. Just hold your pencil and do a slight shade. Start with the bottom tail and just define the bird's feathers. I'm just tracing the bird's outline, coloring in his beak, and just shading a few areas. Just like this. I also use my finger just to blend the shaded spots. Giving it a warmth look. Remember to use your eraser on any spots that there might be any smudges. There we have it. Beautiful bird. Just highlighting his face. There. And blending just a little bit. Now I'm going to shade a little bit of the branches as well as the leaves, darkening it just a little bit. Finally, I'm just going to define the branch by shading in a few of the leaves and darkening the edges, like so. Erasing any smudges I might have created while making this drawing. And there you have it. A beautiful bird sitting on a branch. Let's start with drawing a horse. Start with a circle here, a smaller circle, and an even smaller circle, connecting like this to create the horse's head. Let's curve a little here and create the horse's body, connecting the circles to create the horse's front leg and his other front leg here. It's all designed with shapes different shapes, ovals, circles, lines, as well as some triangles, like this. Circle here, and some lines. Just going to put a line here to ensure everything is leveled. And for the back leg here, just some lines. Again, remember you can pause this video at any moment. There we have creating horse's mane, horse's back here. Just going to enlarge it just a little bit. Just there's 2 lines for his ears. Just creating the horse's jawline here. And his front leg, just tracing over where I created the shapes, defining the horses. Use your eraser at any point to erase any extra lines. Making some lines here for the front foot, like so. It's starting to look like a horse, just with a few simple shapes. Let's go ahead and erase those shapes. That way we can get a better grasp of what our horse is going to look like. Okay, so let's start now with defining the horse's face here. Creating his nostril. And his mouth. Here, just making some lines to form the horse's leg, like this. A little darker on the bottom here to create the horse's hooves. And there's some shape here. I'm putting some lines here for later when I shade certain parts in of the horse. This won't be required if you're going to be doing a simple horse drawing. Just curve up here and bring the line down for the back leg. And connect. Finally, the last leg here. and connecting. Just erase a little bit here to form it a little bit better, like this. Just like a triangle shape with a curved bottom. Like so. Okay. Now, form his ears. Like this. And start with small curves. Just like this. Now let's begin with drawing the horse's face. This is a difficult part. Just ensuring that the eyes are symmetrical. All I'm doing is making a line above his eye and below. And now I'm going to make a circle here for the horse's holder, I believe it's called. Just like this. You can add as much detail as you want to this horse. I'm just going to add a little bit more on his tail and shading in certain areas. Just darkening the horse's face. And outlining it a little bit darker. Just like this. Outline each leg. You can take as much time as you need. And there you have it, a simple horse. Now I'm going to go ahead and shade in the horse. You can stop the video at any time and you have a perfectly beautiful horse. For those of you that are advanced, continue along as we shade. Just follow me step by step until the very end. Just use your eraser to highlight certain portions, and the horse is complete.